If after listening to me talk about prologues, you still decide that you like prologues, this video is for you. My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. I think that this is an excellent time for us to talk about all of the times in which you can absolutely ignore my advice. I do this video every few months because I think it's good to have this reminder out there that everybody can ignore my advice under certain circumstances. I think it is worth keeping in mind that I want people to be successful. I am out here sharing my expertise and sharing my experience and my knowledge of the industry in an industry that is unnecessarily opaque. I want you all to have information because I think it is silly that this industry is as opaque as it is. And so with all of that in mind, here are the times in which you can ignore my advice guilt-free. One time in which you can ignore all of my advice is if you have an expert or an industry professional already on your side. So if you already have a publishing contract and you already have an editor that you are working for, please talk to that editor. Do not necessarily take my advice. They have your book in front of them, so they know your specifics. They know exactly what you are working with. Please work with them and ask them these questions. Same if you have an agent and you're like, Gina, you said to do this, but my agent says we're going to pitch it this other way. Should I be worried? No, go talk to your agent. You have a person, you signed an agreement with them. You want to work with them. They are your partner in this. Talk to them, please. They have your best interest at heart. They know all of your specifics. I am talking to people like very, very generally. They know your specifics. Second time in which you can ignore my advice is if you have an expertise or you have a situation that you know is different from the thing that I am saying here and you understand why it is different. I'm going to give you an example. I say that your book has to be completely finished in order for you to start querying agents. It has to be finished, edited, polished, made as perfect as you can possibly make it before you even think about querying agents. But you are sitting there on the other side of their phone and you're like, Gina, I am doing academic nonfiction and research and I know that I am not supposed to have a finished book. I know that I am supposed to sell on proposal. And you are right. You know that you are the exception. You have the expertise. You have been told in your graduate school program. You have been told by, you know why you are the exception. And you know that the thing that I'm talking about doesn't apply to you because you are this other thing out there. You are something else entirely. And so you know that you can ignore my advice. If I am over here talking about genre romance and you are writing literary fiction, then my advice doesn't apply to you. It's a different story. If you are writing epic fantasy and you already have 7 books out and you want to start with a new series, you know that my advice about standalones, it doesn't apply to you. You have a different situation going on and you know and you understand what I am saying, why I am saying it, and why you are the exception to that thing. And then third, and this is the most important one of all, if you can ignore my advice if you want to. I'm just a lady on the internet. I am here trying to give people information because I want to be helpful, but I'm not the boss of you. I'm literally not the boss of anybody. Nobody. I'm not the boss of anybody. Nobody in the whole wide world has to listen to me. I'm a mom and they don't have to, they're people, they get to make choices. So I'm literally not the boss of anybody and I'm certainly not the boss of you. If you don't like my advice, you should not take it. If you think that I am wrong and I am dumb, then you should not listen to me. You could block me even, and then you would never have to hear my dumb advice ever again. And keep in mind, please, that my advice is given out in 3, 5, 6 minute chunks, and this is a very opaque industry. This is a very difficult and tricky and finicky industry, and so I'm never going to be able to give you all of the information that you need in one of these little bite-sized videos. So either follow along to get all of the nuance and all of the caveats and all of the little changes and things that happen out there, or realize that you're not going to get the information that you're looking for in 3 minutes and scroll along. Thanks. Bye.